Most people live their entire lives as prisoners in their own minds, trapped by excuses, limited by self-doubt, and too weak to break free from mediocrity. They say they want success, but when it's time to put in the work, they find a reason to quit. That's not you. You didn't come here to be average. You came here to dominate. 2025 is your year to stop playing small. It's time to strip away the BS, silence the weakness, and become the savage you were meant to be. No excuses, no limits. The biggest reason people fail? They play the victim. They blame their upbringing, their circumstances, their genetics. Let me tell you something. Life doesn't give a damn about your excuses. The world isn't coming to save you. Nobody cares if you're tired, if you're struggling, if you feel like quitting. The only person who can change your life is you. I grew up in a house filled with abuse and pain. I was overweight, dyslexic, and barely able to read. I could have stayed that way. I had every excuse in the book. But I made a choice to stop being a victim and start taking ownership of my life. I looked in the mirror and faced the hard truth. I was weak. I was lazy. And if I didn't change, I'd be nothing. So ask yourself, are you playing the victim? Are you blaming the world instead of fixing yourself? If so, cut that out today. Own your failures, own your pain, and take responsibility. Once you kill the victim mentality, you unleash your true power. Most people run from pain. They avoid discomfort, and that's why they stay weak. If you want to dominate this year, you have to do the opposite. You have to chase the pain. I ran on broken legs, pushed past exhaustion, and faced my demons daily. Not because I enjoyed it, but because suffering is the only way to grow. Every time you push through pain, you're building mental calluses, making yourself bulletproof. Think about it. How often do you let comfort keep you weak? You wake up and hit snooze. You skip workouts. You avoid difficult conversations. Every time you choose comfort, you reinforce weakness. In 2025, flip the script. Make discomfort your best friend. Wake up early. Do the hard things. Train your mind to push past suffering. The more pain you endure, the stronger you become. People love to talk about motivation. They wait to feel ready. But guess what? Motivation is unreliable. It fades. And when it's gone, most people quit. Discipline is what separates the weak from the warriors. Discipline is waking up at 4 a.m., even when you don't feel like it. It's sticking to the grind day after day, even when nobody is watching. It's doing the hard work, especially when you don't want to. You need to understand that success isn't about feelings. It's about execution. If you only train when you feel like it, you'll never get anywhere. If you only work hard when life is easy, you'll stay weak. The key to domination is building habits that keep you moving even when you have zero motivation. In 2025, stop waiting for motivation. Show up. Execute. Be relentless. The voice in your head will always try to talk you out of greatness. It will tell you you're not good enough, not strong enough, not smart enough. That voice is a liar. It wants you to stay small. And most people listen to it. I know that voice well. It told me I wasn't meant to be a Navy SEAL. It told me I'd fail just like I had 100 times before. But I refused to listen. Instead, I built a new voice. One that said, you got this. Keep going. If you want to dominate this year, you need to kill self-doubt. You need to replace negative self-talk with unshakable belief. Stop waiting for validation. Stop looking for someone to save you. Become your own hero. Every time you push past fear, every time you prove yourself wrong, you get stronger. Confidence isn't given, it's earned. Build it by taking action, by showing yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. Most people fail because they keep an escape route. They leave a back door open just in case things get too hard. That's weakness. If you're serious about dominating 2025, you need to go all in. Burn the bridge behind you. Give yourself no option but to win. When I set my mind on something, there's no plan B. There's no quitting. That's the mindset you need. Whatever goal you have, fitness, business, personal growth, commit to it fully. Put in the reps, no matter how hard it gets. The reason most people never reach their potential is because they give themselves too many outs. They say, if this doesn't work, I'll try something else. That's a recipe for failure. If you want to succeed, eliminate the option to quit. Tell yourself, this is happening no matter what. Most people lose before they even start. Why? Because they negotiate with weakness. The alarm goes off at 4 a.m. and their mind says, maybe just 10 more minutes. They plan to train after work and their mind whispers, you had a long day, take a break. That voice, the one that tries to keep you comfortable, is your enemy. You can't negotiate with weakness and expect to win. You have to kill it. When that alarm goes off, you don't think, you move. When your body says it's tired, you don't consider stopping. You push harder. If you want to dominate in 2025, you need to rewire your brain to never entertain weakness. Here's the truth. The war is always in your mind. And most people lose because they let their emotions make the decisions. The second you start debating with yourself about whether you should do something, you've already lost. Successful people don't make decisions based on how they feel. They execute, no matter what. If you want to be unstoppable this year, stop entertaining excuses. The moment you think about quitting, remind yourself, I don't negotiate with weakness. And then you keep moving. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants to suffer. They want greatness, but they're afraid of the dark. The truth, you can't have one without the other. I know pain. I know suffering. I know what it's like to be at rock bottom with no one believing in you. And guess what? That's the best fuel you'll ever have. See, most people run from their pain. They act like it never happened. But I embraced it. I took all my failures, all my struggles, and turned them into fire. Your pain is your greatest weapon, if you use it right. If people doubted you, good. If you failed, even better. Use that, let it drive you. Let it remind you of who you are and what you refuse to be. The world will try to break you, but what they don't realize is that pressure creates diamonds. In 2025, stop running from your pain. Face it, own it, use it. Let it push you to be greater than you ever imagined. People spend hours in the gym training their bodies, but their minds, weak, soft, fragile. And the second life hits them, they crumble. Let me tell you something. If your mind isn't bulletproof, you'll never make it. Your body will follow where your mind leads. So if your mind is weak, your body will break. If your mind gives up, you'll quit when things get tough. But if you train your mind like a savage, nothing will stop you. How do you do it? Simple. Every day, do something that sucks. Wake up earlier than you want to. Push harder than you think you can. Face rejection. Step into fear. If it's uncomfortable, do it. This isn't just about toughness. It's about transformation. Your mind is like a muscle. The more pressure you put on it, the stronger it gets. So in 2025, commit to training your mind like a warrior. Stop looking for easy. Seek out the hard stuff. That's where real strength is built. Your environment is either making you stronger or keeping you weak. Look at the people around you. Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? Most people never reach their full potential because they're surrounded by weak-minded, excuse-making, mediocre individuals. They say they want success, but they keep hanging out with people who accept failure, who avoid discipline, who justify being average. That's a recipe for losing. In 2025, if you're serious about domination, you need to cut the dead weight. Stop wasting time with people who make excuses. Surround yourself with savages, people who demand more from themselves and from you, people who hold you accountable, who push you when you want to quit. Here's the truth. Energy is contagious. If you're constantly around weak people, you'll absorb that weakness. But if you're around warriors, you'll rise to their level. This year, make the decision. No more weak links. No more excuses. Build a circle of killers who push you to be your absolute best. Most people treat success like a hobby. They work hard sometimes, they push when they feel like it. That's why they stay average. If you want to be unstoppable, you have to show up every damn day. Domination isn't a goal, it's a lifestyle. It's not about getting in shape for a few months or working hard for a short season. It's about relentless consistency. It's about waking up, grinding, pushing, suffering, and growing every single day. There's no finish line. There's no moment where you arrive. The second you think you've made it, you're already falling behind. The best in the world don't stop. They don't settle. They wake up hungry every day for life. In 2025, you need to adopt the mindset of a finisher. No more half efforts. No more stopping when it gets tough. No more waiting for the right time. The time is now. The work starts now. And the grind, it never stops. 2025 is your year, but nobody's going to hand it to you. You have to take it. You have to show up, push through pain, kill self-doubt, and refuse to negotiate with weakness. This isn't a game. This isn't a drill. This is your life. No more excuses. No more limits. Dominate.